today we want to talk about something relevant to Women's History Month.
Yes.
It's great because we see all the the Time magazine covers, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, lots of focus on women's accomplishments and contributions in our world. And we want to talk about specifically you and why you need to go after that next level job.
Yes. And sometimes we hold ourselves back, and we are hoping that today's video will give you a little bit of inspiration and that push to go for it.
Because those women that we're seeing now featured everywhere we look, these are women who really push themselves out of their comfort zones to be the first in whatever they were doing, right?
So number one, you've earned it. You worked hard. You have a skill set that is something that should be rewarded. It should
And to
also
your
be
point,
taken to the next level.
Right. And to your point earlier, we often just don't allow ourselves to do those kinds of things. So women are far less likely, and there's tons of data to support this, to put their hats in the ring.
Right.
Women who are caregivers are much less likely, and women who have taken career breaks or have downshifted their careers or in that position where they've kind of pulled back a little bit to attend to family needs, they're the least likely to put their hats in the ring. You will never know if you can possibly earn that opportunity if you don't try.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think it's another thing important to mention, we've talked about this a little bit this past couple of weeks, is that without DEI initiatives, you can't count on someone reaching up to you and saying, Kelley, we want you to put your hat in the ring for this role. Because they're not, it's not going to become a mandate, and it may not even be a priority in your place of work. And it may just be an oversight. So you can't really count on someone else to tell you or suggest that you put your hat in the ring. You have to do it yourself.
Yes. And we know really well how vulnerable putting yourself out there can be. However, it grows you professionally. And that's number two.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Even just simply announcing your interest in a role. Maybe the first time that your boss has ever thought, oh, wow, I never really thought of Kelley being a manager. Right? Just by creating a pitch.
Yes. Freshening up your resume.
Yes. Practicing your interview skills.
Networking, having conversations with people that are telling your story. Maybe you've been working with or alongside someone for a very long time. They don't really know your career story.
You may not even know. One of the things that we found so often is when people sit down, when our students or our clients sit down and actually take an inventory of what they've done, it's so empowering. You know, so even if you don't get the job, number one, they know, the senior management knows that you are someone who wants to move, right? Now they know your story. As Kelley said, you can't count on them really knowing what you've accomplished, but by putting your hat in the ring, by updating that resume and sitting in an interview and outlining, these are the accomplishments I've made while I've been here, they're not going to forget that.
Yes. Right. And this next one is what it does for the bigger picture. And it helps create a pipeline. If you are moving up as a woman in your organization, you are sending a big message to future leaders.
So McKinsey and leanin.org does a report every year called the Women in the Workplace Report. It's been done for 10 years, actually, this year. And in the 2024 report, they reported that the pipeline of women, pipeline meaning from A to Z, that growth of people that are moving through into senior ranks has shrunk. It's smaller than it's ever been, and it's shrinking.
COVID didn't help.
It didn't help. But the biggest reason it's shrinking, they found, is that women are leaving the workplace to do something on their own. So, and they lose. The company loses. That's what we do. Exactly. And the company loses because they lose that talent. They lose the skill, experience, the institutional knowledge. But the women lose too, and we know this too, because when you're self-employed, you don't have that big defined benefit or pension plan or 401k or anything to fall back on. So women are losing financial security by pulling themselves out of the workplace. When you throw your hat in the ring and you start advancing your own career, you're filling that pipeline so that you can end up at that higher level. But also, when we work with young clients, young women, when they look at a company, an organization, they want to see women in a variety of roles. They want to see women ahead of them.
Yeah, they're going to stay in an organization that has a lot of women leaders up in those bigger, meatier positions, because they can say to themselves, ooh, that could be me.
Exactly. If you don't see yourself in an organization, you're not going to feel comfortable there, or certainly not going to stay there. So you're doing this for yourself, but you're doing it also for the future of younger women coming in.
Yeah. And then the last one is very direct and simple. We need more women leaders. We need your voices in boardrooms. We need you making decisions. Very interestingly, I just recently had dinner with my husband, with the CEO. He was a man. And we were talking about what were the things that you wanted as a part of your career. And he said, I wanted to be in the room making the decisions. So if there were going to be layoffs in the company, I wanted to be a part of that conversation. If there was going to be a merger, I wanted to be a part of that conversation. And as women, we need your voice in that room when layoffs are happening.
For sure.
When mergers are taking place, when big company decisions are on the brink of taking and making change. Your voice, what you have to say, your perspective is so needed in those
It's
rooms.
also been proven time and again that companies that have more women representation in positions of leadership, that voice in the room, are up to 25% more profitable. And one of the reasons that women make companies more profitable is because of sometimes, I mean, I would consider them innate, maybe they're learned, but the softer skills. So companies that have more women have less fluctuation in employment, better retention, better employee satisfaction. Women, again, whether it's nature or nurture, are better at reading people, about attending to people's personal needs. Companies that have women in leadership positions tend to have more flexible work policies, better family leave, because they understand that if we can make a concession, let this person take a year off to be with her baby, we know she's going to be a better employee when she comes back. She'll be better prepared for work, and she's going to stay. So just even for the bottom line and the health of our U.S. companies, we need you all putting your hat in the ring for that next level job. So we need more leaders.
So there you have it. If you liked what you heard today, you can like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about us and our programming, you can visit us at www.preparetolaunchu.com. Thanks.